Can he get that out? Ooh, just misses.
He is just a freshman. Good sized lad, throws it very hard. Just a great release there from Kenny Lee for North Platte, but as you see, they're just not getting enough skid on the bowling ball, so they're going to have to make a move to get the ball a little further down the lane.
I'll tell you, Steve, we found that we ended up being a lot deeper than you thought you would be on this type of an oil condition, so maybe they'll...
Television lights, a little bit of a warmer day today, weather-wise, so all of that, plus you pack a couple hundred bodies in here as spectators throwing off a lot of BTUs. It's going to make the lane condition, all of that. The environment has a tremendous effect on the bowling lanes.
So a couple of opens by both teams in the 8th frame, but still a 33-pin advantage now for Columbus. Here's Justin Eckold. Great shot. Justin Eckold averages 194 on the season. Now up on the left lane. Jake Osterhout. Jake comes in just a little high and can't quite get the 4-pin to fall.
Good form, just very compact, solid at the line.
Here's one of the top bowlers in the state right here, and Jordan Eckold. Jordan averaged 225 in district play. That's #1 in the state. See why. Just a solid game for that young man, and that'll put away game #1 for the Columbus Discoverers.
Good form. 3 open frames killed him.
I mentioned this early this morning when we kicked off the telecast, and Steve, the Columbus Discoverers average on the season 1,003. It's the first high school team to go through an entire season and average better than 1,000 pins per game.
200 average per bowler, which has a long time been considered par, but for high school bowlers, that's a great feat.
It doesn't hurt when you have this guy right here averaging 225. A little bit, and it does. So game #1 in the books for Columbus, 193. We'll see here what North Platte winds up with, but Columbus will take the first game in a 1-game-to-none lead in this race to 3. Okay, some of those jitters will be shaken off as well. For a 193 with 3 single-pin misses is not exactly typical for John Eckold's squad.
Well, the North Platte boys are starting to get lined up now, too, so they're going to finish off the 10th frame with a double and possibly a 3-bagger here.
Make it 3.
So this ought to make for an interesting second match, Larry. Second game, excuse me.
193-161, the final in game #1. So now we'll head to game 2 with Columbus on top 1-game-to-none. Teams will regroup and talk about it. Take a look at where some of these boys finished in the all-tournament competition. Columbus had the highest finisher of these two teams, and that was Jordan Eckold, went 218, 200, 182 for an even 600. He finished in 3rd. That was just 2 pins behind Lincoln Southeast's Zach Zorns. Zach had a 602, and the all-state medalist of the all-tournament team was Ben Nabity. Lincoln High. Ben went 187, 211, 213, and the lefty took first place honors, shooting 611. This is where you insert comment about lefty. I figured that would come from you.
You know, it's just you still have to make good shots, and on the challenging pattern that was down for the district competition and the state qualifying competition, it was pretty even from side to side. So you don't see a whole lot of the lefty-righty controversy anymore because of the patterns. But there's a few guys like you, Putney, who like to stir the pot. So.
Well, the other 2 North Platte bowlers that were in the top 10. Sean Simpson finished in 6th. He shot 587 yesterday. Jake Osterhout, we saw just a little bit ago, finished in 9th. That means to hang and doesn't. Just drops off in the first open of the game. Jamie McCain, the sophomore for North Platte.
Can't be giving away those errors. It's an unforced error there.
Here's another senior averaging 194 on the year. Andy Christensen. Ball up on the left lane. Jacob Ripley. Ripley leaves the washout. So Christensen on the conversion. Needs to hang on. Nope.
He knew it when it left his hand, Larry, so keeps North Platte in it.
So here's Ripley, the freshman. Can he convert the washout? That was their opportunity to at least tie it back up. Now they trail by 11, 28-17. Here's Derek Heyer. Derek Heyer, the sophomore, averaged 199. He goes a little high. Inside, can he trip it? It's going to spin there. You knew it had the chance to get it. You just didn't know if the pin was going to work its way, and it did, and tripped it out.
Lively pin action here at Sun Valley Lane, side of the state championships here in Lincoln. John Lucido and his staff, maintenance staff, just a very, very beautiful bowling center. High volume, a lot of pin action. Columbus giving it back a little bit there. That's 2 opens now back to back. So North Platte is right back in this game. Strike here will tie it up.
Jake Osterhout, the senior. Boy, solid game. Very smooth and trips it. Got the trip. A double for North Platte, so here they come, the Bulldogs.
You want to go to your money players and the 2 Eckholt boys, Justin and Jordan. You got to get a strike. You'd put it in one of those 2 boys' laps. Good shot. Didn't get the same good luck as Jake Osterhout. Leaves the 9, though. Breaks up the split.
So we'll see if Justin Eckholt can convert. And he's got the 9 pin. So a 10-pin advantage right now for North Platte. Here's a look at Sean Simpson. He hits on it too. Simpson, little high. Leaves the 4-7. Now Jordan Eckholt. And Jordan Eckholt, all 10 in the pit.
Styles between the 2 Eckholt boys. It's like you're looking in the mirror at each other. Well, of course, they're twins. That makes a difference. But the styles very similar. Both of them great fundamental games.
And a nice cover there. So this changed the lanes in North Platte with the 8-pin advantage, 65-57. Columbus, though, working on a strike.
Jamie McCain, a sophomore, up now. Dad, Rick McCain, originally from Blair, Nebraska, one of Blair's better bowlers. Time state patrolman before he moved to North Platte, still bowls out there, and one of the parents that really helps out with keeping this North Platte High School bowling program top of mind awareness with some of the bowlers in North Platte. Seeing a little bit of oil transition now going down the lane. Ball's beginning to go a little straighter. Adjustments are going to need to be made. Good try. That was maybe that shot there might have just been a situation where he was trying to find the correct line of the pocket, but North Platte better be careful. This spare here is going to bring Columbus right back into the match.
And a good coverage. There you see, guys, he's just right underneath that ball. Look at that. Just almost the whole way.
Just the tip of his thumb in the thumb hole.
Does he get part of it in?
Yeah, just the very tip. It looks like he's got just up to the first knuckle. That's a lot of players you'll see on the PBA Tour these days and other high-dollar tournaments are actually not even putting their thumb in the ball anymore. They're palming the ball. Some bowlers now even bowl, as you can shot it there. Some bowlers now even bowl with 2 hands, which has created a lot of controversy. Now, it is interesting he's using this release for his spares, but as you see, he flattens it out. Pretty doggone good. lot of controversy has surfaced on whether or not it's, I guess it's morally acceptable to use both hands and almost shovel the ball in bowling. It creates tremendous lift. A couple of overseas bowlers have started that craze, and it's began to filter into the United States. And anything you can do to get more leverage and more torque and power on that bowling ball. Young man there throws it very well. Kenny Lee.
So the strike by Lee. Now up on the left-hand lane, and a nice spare conversion. And Derek Heyer.
Columbus down by 2. A strike here by Jake Osterhout will put him up by 12 and more.
Big shot here to pull back in it. Needs 10 in the pit. Got it.
Hey, Jake with the full beard looks like he should be coaching the team. We have to check his high school eligibility. A great fundamental game, though. Just very compact, good fundamentals at the foul line, especially. Little check of speed there for Justin Eckholt. Got it a little fast. Ball slides by the head pin and just barely clips it, leaves the 2. Good shot of him there.
This could even it back up if he converts here. We have a tight match going into the 10th frame. Just depends on count, and he got it. So now North Platte will step out. It'll be Sean Simpson. Simpson working on a double. A strike here gives them a 3-pin lead. Actually make it 13 if he can strike here.
Wow. Maximum power at the bottom of his arm swing. Comes out of that ball and his wrist and hand rotates around it so fast.
So now Jordan Eckholt must strike. Needs this one and leaves a 7-10. That should wrap up game number 1 or game number 2 for North Platte.
We saw the 8-10 picked up earlier today in one of our girls' matches. So we better not count this out yet, Larry.
Right.
But looks like that's still going to be enough. 188 possible for North Platte. Best Columbus can shoot is 174. So North Platte's got game number 1.
Ooh, gave it a run. Came up out of the, came back out of the pit. Almost had it. 163. The second. North Platte converts this. They'll shoot 188, and they do.
We're right back now. Confidence is back. Most of their players hit the pocket.
All even now at 1 game apiece. Could this be our first fifth gamer?
I think if you ask me, Larry, the momentum is right now. It's on North Platte's side right now. They seem to be around the pocket a little more. Columbus has missed some key spares. You see the 2 coaches huddling their players up. Good shot of boys from North Platte. Traveled a long way here to get here. Great fan support from North Platte today, and we had some inclement weather Friday before we taped this, and we were a little concerned at whether or not we'd have some travel issues getting teams in town. But as we have done, we have followed the NSA guidelines. As the NSA would be operating this event, we follow their guidelines, and basically we just told them, hitch up your dog sleds. You got to get here.
Right.
Can't put off the great folks at NET from taping this, and weather ended up being okay, and great turnout again here at Sun Valley Lanes for the TV finals.
So Adam Thurley will lead off game number 3 for Columbus.
Whoa.
All the way across the pin deck and can't quite get the 10. Took the 6 out. And on the right lane here, Shane Simpson. Shane, a senior, averaging 183. Shane's in the pocket.
Shane's got a little different game. He's a little more straighter and direct. He's got power, but he elects to just come out of that ball more behind it, so the ball is rolling sooner. Doesn't have the wild hook to it, but still a very strong ball.
And good spare conversion. We'll see if Shane Simpson can answer on lane number 28. Shane says the strength of his game is, I'm the funny one. Every team has one of those guys, right? He's the funny one.
I'm hoping he's talking about funny humor and not funny peculiar. All right, well, this is big for Columbus now. They seem to have lost a little momentum. Andy Christensen, 299 high game for this young man. Might be just a little fast on the speed there. Jamie McCain now for North Platte. In the lead with a strike.
Crossover. And gets the strike. So North Platte takes an early 2-pin lead.
And Larry had a conversation in between matches with a parent.
Got it.
And we were discussing the merits of high school bowling, and we were discussing, how the plight continues to try to awaken and keep athletic directors and administrators on the subject of getting this to be recognized by the NSAA. And this parent's comment was, at his child's particular high school, if it was not for high school bowling, a lot of these kids would have been not participating in any activity. And he felt that it has even aided some of the kids on the team to stay out of trouble. And we have statistics to show that 80% of the youth in America that participate in high school bowling do not do any other activity at school. Not even chess club, DECA, Greek club, those things, and obviously sports. Now, you're going to have some Class C and D high schools in Nebraska. Good example, Dodge, where you might have 40 total in the building, where you're going to have some crossover. But it's such a great thing to hear from this parent that, hey, my kid was affected by this, because he could have been, doing some things that he wouldn't have been very proud of, but this participation in this high school team has kept him in a focused activity. So that was great to hear, and makes all of us in the bowling business feel good that, hey, we had a part in this.
Well, studies also show that those who are involved in extracurricular activities within their school are much more likely to attend school, get better grades, do better in school, and be more involved in other things as well. Nice cover there. I had a conversation just earlier this week with another coach at Pius who coaches one of what most people would consider primary sports, and he said, he knows some kids that are in his classes that bowl on the Pius bowling team, and he said it gives him something to talk to some of those kids about, and a lot of times he wouldn't have that opportunity to engage those kids at that level, and they come to school excited about districts and state and how the team is doing it. He's able to keep up with it and engage them and actually have a conversation with them about athletics that without bowling he wouldn't be able to have.
Oh yeah, and this is, and we've said it before already in this telecast, this is one of the sports, one of the few sports that you're going to offer in high schools, that is offered in high schools, that knows no boundaries, or very few boundaries. You don't have to be the brainiac, and you don't have to be the super duper athlete. You can just be a good student and a good kid, and you can practice hard and do well in this, and it's an inexpensive sport.
Well, and how about or you have great athletes who develop a little late.
Sure.
Great athletes who maybe aren't as big as some of the other athletes and don't allow you the opportunity to be a football player or a basketball player, but an athlete here, regardless of size, weight, can be a competitor.
Oh yeah, it's a good thing. So we're working hard on it, and we appreciate everybody's support, and we hope the parents that are listening out there of high school bowlers will talk to their athletic director or their school official, whoever it may be, superintendent, principal, and just let them know that, hey, this needs to happen.
So Jordan Echols covers the spare there, and when they flip sides, it's North Platte on top right now of Columbus by 25. And North Platte with a strike working in the fifth. North Platte, of course, won the last match, 188-163, and as you mentioned, old momentum seems to be sitting on the North Platte bench right now.
Columbus stormed out in front in game one, but North Platte is now lined up. Gray the squasher. 6-pin leave there for North Platte. Columbus has got to get their motor going right now, Larry.
Just a little light is Adam Thurley.
Saw Adam kind of look down at his shoe there at the foul line. Synthetic lanes here at Sun Valley Lanes and synthetic approaches, and sometimes you have to check your surface of your shoe to ensure a proper slide. Perspiration is going to be an issue. It's hot down there under the lights.
Well, that opened by North Platte, opened the door a bit. Let's see if Thurley can help his team out and convert. He does. Nice spare conversion by Adam Thurley. So that pulls his squad back to within about 15, depending on count. Jamie McCain. Oh, tough 4-9 by McCain.
For 9, a makeable spare. Columbus's chance right here, Larry, to vault back into this.
Shot by Andy Christensen. Got it. Big pressure shot by Andy, the senior. Also plays soccer at Columbus.
See if Jamie can slide the 4 over.
Right between them.
Needed to get the at least one there. So 123 in the 7th for North Platte. A strike here will put Columbus in the lead.
Back-to-back opens by North Platte. A little high, but squashed it. Got the 7-pin to go late.
Columbus will have about a 6-pin lead here. North Platte's got to turn it around.
Turned up again by the freshman Jacob Ripley.
A little fast there. Coach Fuller for North Platte, I'd tell the boys to just take a breath and no need to rush. Just get up there and make good shots. Think about it before you get up there and pull the trigger. Columbus has a chance to shut North Platte out here in the 9th and 10th frame. They'll be up 2 games to 1.
That one a little wide too. That's the disadvantage to No Thumb. A little less accuracy.
Well, he's got the tip of it in there, but still the theory behind it is maximum revolutions. You can live and die by the big hook. And the Columbus boys just about, that would have been a huge strike. They are now ahead by about 18.
And a nice shot and a big shot, an important one by North Platte's Jamie McCain.
Not going to let it go away.
Stephen Conway there, I apologize. Stephen Conway with the big shot. Now they're looking to go off the sheet, 190, the best they can have.
Justin Eckold needs to cover this spare. And basically a strike in the 10th frame will win game number 3 for him. Well, they're going to need a double in the 10th, Larry. I'm sorry.
So he needs this shot here. Force Columbus, what a shot. Before that, he had 5 strikes and 3 spares in the match.
Now Columbus needs some mark
now. Exactly. And he needs to hook, and he got it. Great presser shot by Jordan Eckold. So after being down by 25, make it 27. Down by 27 pins halfway through that game. Columbus storms back to win it.
Jordan Eckold there is similar to the way Stephen Conway released the ball for North Platte. Minimal amount of thumb in the ball that gets more of the span of your hand around it. If you're strong enough, you really use that to your advantage for maximum revolutions. Of course, the drawback is that you have to be able to pick those spares up, and you got to be able to keep the ball in play.
Here's Michael Esch, the freshman, stepping on the lane, getting his opportunity with the game already in hand. So Columbus wins that one 186 to 169. And with that victory, Columbus now on top 2 games to 1 in this best-of-5 Baker competition for the state championship in Class A on the boys' side. 2 games to 1, Columbus up. Now North Platte trying to tie it back up, and Columbus will win away. Win away from their 2nd title in 3 years. They won it 2 years ago, finished 2nd last year. Here's Shane Simpson.
Smooth release.
And a nice shot by Simpson.
Just right up the track area of the lane, right around the 10th board, 2nd arrow area, and just right in the pocket. Pins had no chance on that one.
Loss is over. Leaves the 6-pin. So Adam Thurley has something to clean up there. Here's Jamie McCain. McCain, does he get a triple ball? Nope. Everything but the head pin. That would have won you a set of tires?
No, well, would have won you a car back in the 1970 Leisure Lanes show days on Jackpot Bowling in Omaha.
Is that Joe Patrick?
Joe Patrick.
Joe.
You bet. Jackpot Bowling at Leisure.
Yep.
He was one of the kids that ran the scores back and forth to the desk and got the ice cream cones.
I was one of the kids who got up early Sunday morning to never miss the show.
Jamie needs to make a spare. It does.
Good conversion of the head pin. So now up on the right lane, Andy Christensen. Andy's a senior, averages 194 for the Discoverers. Needs to hook a little bit.
Straight up the boards, I was going to say, Larry, and just probably needs to just gear it down a couple miles an hour, rolled that one a little over 16 miles an hour, and just not giving his ball a chance to hook. Just let's get the ball a little further right, pulled it a little on his target. Big spare opportunity here for Columbus. Pace beginning to slow a little bit as the boys are figuring out that this is for all the wheat. And,
that's right.
They better think about what they're doing. I think the first 7 or 8 frames of game 1, they were whistling up there, getting anxious to go and do this, and now they're beginning to think about it a little bit. So.
Nice cover there by Kenny Lee. Both of these teams senior laden. 4 seniors and a junior for North Platte. And Columbus in the starting lineup. 4 seniors and a freshman. Lone freshman, that guy right there, Trev Muth. Freshman averages 194.
Takes a couple deep breaths there. This is one of those spares that can make you shake in your shoes a little bit. 5 in the 8. A lot of ways to chop this. Hard and straight, takes a lot of that away, and that's what he did.
There's a look at Jake Oosterhout.
Watch how he keeps his hand and elbow, especially behind the ball. Just textbook release right there. Just he moved a little deeper in there, and that ball went a little longer and didn't finish. But you know, the great Carmen Salvino always taught that you would, for proper release, you need to have your elbow in the proper position. And by having your elbow in the proper position, you would imagine taking a pencil or pen and putting it through your elbow so it pokes out the back. And when you let go of that ball, you want that pencil or whatever pointing straight down. And when you're in your arm swing, you want it pointing straight back. A lot of times you see kids and adults like me that get old and get weak, putting the elbow on the side of the ball. When your elbow points out to the side, you lose leverage, you lose the ability to really hook that ball. And Jake Osterhaus for North Platte. Great position at the foul line. A lot of these boys do. Here's another one right here. Right behind it. Just maximum power.
Sean Simpson rips the rack again. So Columbus with a double working. North Platte with a strike in the 5th. They switch sides. And Columbus with a 10-pin lead. As we go to the 6th frame. 5 frames away from yet another state championship for Columbus. North Platte trying to extend it with a victory. Columbus on top 2 games to 1. One game 1 and 3. Comes in a little light.
Still having trouble getting the ball to finish to get the ball up to the pocket for some of the straighter bowlers. Going to need to make a speed adjustment now.
There's Shane Simpson, struck his last time up, does it again.
Platte's back in it, Larry.
Simpson, a big ball there, that's a double. And with that, they regain a lead. Convert this. 1:03 in the fifth. Good count here would give North Platte at least a 2-pin lead. Strike here, they really open it up. That leads to Hood.
That's just going to be a knee knocker for the spare there. The 2, 4, 5, and 8, the dinner bucket they call it. And just a million different ways to miss that one. He needs to go straight at it. Here's a chance for Columbus to get back in.
Andy Christensen. Great shot by Christensen. Right in the pocket. That'll put the pressure on. Need this to stay within one. North Platte now trails by one if they get the spare. Got a hook. It does.
That spare right there, Larry, may be as big, if not bigger, than a strike later down the road for North Platte.
123, 122. A 10-pin lead if Muth can strike here. Got the freshman big in the last game.
Must-strike situation for North Platte. Nothing short of a strike is going to really make it tough for them to come back.
Kenny Lee, a little high.
And 7 to boot, not the greatest count in the world. It's going to put Columbus up by 12 pins. A strike in the 9th for Columbus. Put them up by 22, and that is going to severely cramp North Platte's chance for extending this one more game. Needs a spare first.
Got it. So not over yet, but North Platte certainly clinging to their hopes of extending this to a game 5.
This may be a state championship ball right here.
Justin Eckel cuts it loose. Got it! 3-bagger, and that just about does it.
Could be in the 240s for Columbus. Another must-strike ball, and he pulled it.
And he got a break.
All right, for North Platte to have a chance here, they're going to have some help from Columbus. Columbus has got to open, and that's not going to happen.
That kid. The head pin spins around, the butt of it kicks the 7-pin out. It's a strike, a 4-bagger, and Columbus once again is a state champ. That'll send the messenger across. North Platte could shoot 219 here and lose.
Wow.
What a tough way to go down.
We're seeing some strikes now. They're going to be in the 230s, it looks like, for Columbus. 232 with a spare. You know, the North Platte boys bowled well. They just got beat today. You know, we've seen some matches earlier, Larry, where I would say the state championship's been given away with some open frames and some errors. But Columbus was just a better team today. Striking machines, as you said earlier in the telecast, the highest average in the state of Nebraska. Composite for the team, averaging over 200 per player. And, you know, John Eckel, great bowler himself, you know, did a great job coaching these boys. So congratulations to the Discoverers.
So North Platte shoots 208 and goes down swinging, but they do go down. The Columbus Discoverers shoot 231 and win the Class A Boys State Championship, the final in the 4th game. Columbus 231, North Platte 208. They win it 3-1. We'll be back with the trophy presentations and your champs, the Columbus Discoverers, when we come back on NET Sports.
Brought to you in part by the Ellen and Marcia Baer Foundation and by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation, encouraging high schools to sanction the sport of bowling across Nebraska.
Soy biodiesel from Nebraska soybeans lowers our dependence on foreign oil. It has properties that reduce engine wear, and it burns without harmfully polluting the atmosphere. The Nebraska Soybean Board encourages the use of soy biodiesel.
Programming provided by Nebraska Public Power District. My job with Nebraska Public Power District takes me to new heights, offers me challenging experiences. Like me, the utility cares about Nebraska. I go home at night knowing that what I do makes a difference. To put it simply, I am where I want to be.
Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
You are watching NET1 and NET HD.
The 2009 High School Bowling Championships are brought to you in part by the Alan and Marcia Bear Foundation and by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation, encouraging high schools to sanction the sport of bowling across Nebraska. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility. Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nesoybeans.unl.edu. U.S. Bank, measuring success through performance, pride, products, and people. Backed by a 5-star service guarantee. U.S. Bank, member FDIC. Nebraska Office of Highway Safety. Please remember that if you drink and drive, you lose. And by Time Warner Cable, supporting local high school athletics and arts education in the communities we serve. Well, the state champion Class A on the boys' side is the Columbus Discoverers, their second state championship in 3 years. Congratulations to the Discoverers, and for the trophy presentations and the pin presentations, let's go to our public address announcer, Craig Carver.
Let's have a nice round of applause for all the participants in today's championship match. And now for the awards presentation. First, the boys' 2009 Class A state runner-up North Platte Bulldogs. Head coach, Bill Fuller. Shane Simpson. Sean Simpson. Jake Osterhout. Kenny Lee. Jamie McCain. Stephen Conway. Jacob Ripley. Gentlemen, please accept your runner-up trophy. And now your 2009 boys Class A state champion Columbus Discoverers. Assistant coach Andrew McCarthy and head coach John Eckel. Justin Eckholt. Jordan Eckholt. Trev Muth. Adam Thurley. Andy Christensen. Derek Heyer. Michael Esch. Gentlemen, congratulations, and here's your 2009 State Championship trophy.
So congratulations once again to the Columbus Discoverers, your boys Class A state champs for the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. 7 state champs have been crowned today in a terrific day on NET featuring high school bowling. We have 1 to go. In Class C on the boys' side, the Gators from Wisner Pilger will take on the Blue Devils of Wayne. The Class C state championship match is coming up.
Brought to you in part by the Ellen and Marcia Bear Foundation and by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation, encouraging high schools to sanction the sport of bowling across Nebraska.
Is driving your vehicle stressing your finances? Try easing off the accelerator. Vehicles traveling faster use more fuel. Exceeding the speed limit also increases your chances of a severe crash. Do you know 2/3 of people killed in traffic crashes are not wearing their seat belts? Wearing a seatbelt lowers your chance of being killed in a severe crash by at least 50%. Save money, save lives, save the excuses.
Hey, college doesn't just happen. You have to push yourself as you go through high school. Don't be afraid to take classes like Algebra 2, Biology, or a foreign language. They can help raise your ACT score and prepare you for college. I wasn't the smartest kid in high school, but I took the tough classes and I passed. So what are you waiting for? Push yourself over to your counselor's office and sign up for them. They won't be easy, but you'll be glad you did.
We knew the battle was going to come.
I figured I could make a stand here.
We are united in one common cause.
He had a vision. These lands are ours. Here we shall remain.
5 epic stories of courage and resilience. We shall remain.
Coming in April to NET1.
Hello, I'm Jeff Beckman, and I'm inviting you to invest in the NET Sports Partners Club today. Just log on to our website and become a shareholder in the Sports Partners Club, and then choose from our selection of outstanding appreciation gifts. Thank you for helping us continue airing your favorite sports action here on NET.
Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. The final match of a day full of bowling on NET, the Class C Boys State Championship battle between the Wisner Pilger Gators and the Wayne Blue Devils. We have crowned 7 state champions. Time to crown our final one. And you can preserve these great championship memories forever with a DVD copy of the State High School Bowling Championships. To get your copy of the NHSBF Championships, log on to NHSBF.com. Follow the links and get your copy of either the boys or the girls state championships. Log on today and preserve your state championship memories for a lifetime. Should be a good one here to close things out in Class C. The Wayne Blue Devils and the Wisner Pilger Gators. Gators no stranger to state. Krista Geese is their head coach. Parker Shawless, Tyson Waterman, Philip Wolt, Jacob Scholes, Drennan Hengst, Jabin Saturn, and Tanner Schmidt lead the Gators from Wisner Pilger. On the other side, the Wayne Blue Devils and head coach Dusty Baker, Dawson Olis, Josh Dorlog, Jeremy Loberg, Michael Dinklau, Trevor Biza, Corey Dorlog, and Joy Mirren are your bowlers for Wayne. So ready to get things going here in Class C. Been a good day today, state championships. We haven't seen a 5-gamer yet, though, which is very unusual.
You and your big mouth, Larry. That's all right, though.
It is unusual to not have seen a 5-game match, but I will tell you that both of these teams, Wisner, Pilger, and Wayne, in order to get here, had to survive a 5th game, and both of them were close. We'll talk more about that a bit later.
They are fierce competitors. Both communities less than, I do believe, about less than 15 or 20 miles apart. A lot of these players know the other team very well, competed against each other, so this is just like a conference match, Larry.
Yeah, it's Philip Wolt right there to get things started. Comes in a little high. It is a conference match. These two have to be very familiar with each other up there in northeast Nebraska.
You bet. Dusty Baker, we want to clarify to everybody, this is not the former coach of the Chicago Cubs. This is just Dusty Baker from good old Wayne, Nebraska, proprietor at Melody Lanes in Wayne. And, you know, for a relatively new program, only been competing for a few years, to be right here at state, you know, just in a short amount of time. Good testament to what they're doing up there in Wayne. And as you said earlier, Wisner is no stranger to the state finals, 2007 champs.
Philip Wolt for the spare conversion, and a nice job to cover it up. Off to a good start are the Gators. And up on the right lane, Dawson Olness. Olness was your district singles champion. Olness tries to cover the spare, and he's got it as well.
Nice straight up the side. And out a little bit out to towards the edge there, a little close to the right channel, right gutter. It's dry out there, so that ball's going to hook back.
Here's the senior, Parker Shawless. Shawless averages 175, and he slaps out the 10 for a nice strike.
Nice form, slow, methodical, stays in balance.
And now up on the right lane, another senior, averaging 196, Michael Denklau for the Wayne Blue Devils. Denklau sends it out there, comes in and just about trips the 4, but can't get it.
Pins going every direction there, couldn't trip out the 4. Contrast in styles, Denklau more of a contemporary player with a lot of hook. Olness, his teammate before him, more of a down and in player. For Wisner there, it was Tyler Waterman trying to direct his ball into the pocket there. He knew when he let go of it that he was going to be wide of the pocket. Tough washout spare there for Wisner Pilger.
Denklau blows it by the 4-pin. Tough first error for the Blue Devils.
Larry, we saw this in the previous boys match before this, that these guys got up on the approach, and the first 5-6 frames of the first match, they were almost like they were running a race.
That's
they were
right.
so fast up on the approach. I think they all wanted to. I think they're just nervous, obviously.
Blood is pumping, absolutely.
Sure. And then you'll, after a few errors, hopefully the coach is down there, and of course they will. They've told the boys to just sit down and relax, take a breath, and think about your shot.
So up on the right lane here for Wayne, Josh Dorlag.
It's great to see all these new teams. You know, Wayne's been in now for a couple of years, competing a lot of action in northeast Nebraska. Lots of new teams. Teams out of Norfolk this year, brand new to Nebraska high school bowling. Of course, you know, we still have plenty of teams up around the border near Crofton, Plainview. Obviously, we just got done watching them, and you know, a lot of bowling centers in northeast Nebraska, and you know, great opportunity for kids to get more exposure to the sport.
Josh Dorlag with the error as well, so back-to-back errors for Wayne.
Wisner is, excuse me, Larry. Wisner is too savvy and too seasoned in the state tournament, and that's going to be a 0. That ball went in the gutter before it hopped out and hit the 10-pin, so that'll be 9 out for Wisner. They'll need to make a scoring correction down there, but Wisner is too familiar to competition in the state finals. When they see these open frames for their opponent, they're going to jump on it.
And a nice shot that rings the 10-pin by the anchor bowler for the Wayne Blue Devils. That's Jeremy Loberg. Jeremy Loberg on the right-hand lane. Now back up on the left is the first bowler, Philip Wolt, for the Gators. Wolt is a sophomore. Averages 156 on the year. Pretty good shot there. Just doesn't quite finish. Now Jeremy Loberg will try to pick up the spare.
Need a mark here for Wayne. There you go.
And they got it.
Gets them fired up, comes back, and gets in their faces, telling his teammates to let's go.
And that spare gives the lead back to the Wayne Blue Devils.
2-4-5 spare for Philip Wolt. We've seen this chopped earlier today. Need to go right at it. Cut down the hook. Ooh, boy, close.
Just got that 5 to fall over, but a spare conversion nonetheless. And the Gators keep pace. So now back up on the right lane, Dawson Oldis. Oldis, his second frame of this first game in the Class C championship match. Goes Brooklyn again, and he gets a 6-pin to trip forward.
Look at some of these averages of some of these boys. Wayne, Dawson averaging 187. Michael Denkelal, the D bowler, in 196. The rest of the boys in the 170s and 180s.
As we've told you throughout the day, this is a Baker format. A best of 5, so first team to win 3 games. After 5 frames, the 2 teams switch. 1 bowler bowls each frame. And in Class C and D, that means that a couple of bowlers are going to actually bowl 3 different frames. And those are obviously your better bowlers. Here's one of them.
Will be the second bowler. Bowling frames 2, 6, and 10. That's your bowler, your money bowler. That's the bowler you want that you expect to strike out of. You know, Larry, we talk about Baker bowling, and people may say, well, what's a Baker? And well, Baker bowling, Baker style bowling was developed back in the 70s by the late Frank Baker, who was the executive director of the American Bowling Congress back then, now the USBC, and he tried to figure out a way to get teams to get more games in quicker, but to have a true team game. And in your standard league, everybody bowling 3 games. You know, one guy can get hot, can carry the team. Here, all 5, or in this case in Class C, all 4 have got to be firing.
Parker Chalice picks up the spare for Wisner Pilger. So now up on the right lane, Josh Dorlog for the Blue Devils. Dorlog, a junior, averages 175. Jumps that a little bit, but gets the Brooklyn strike. Big shot by the Blue Devils.
A lot of blue and green in the stands. As we said, these 2 teams know each other very well, just being close neighbors, both in communities, and I'm sure there's a lot of bowlers that will probably go back and forth from Wisner lanes to Melody lanes and lanes and so forth.
Tyson Waterman goes Brooklyn, can't quite get that 9-pin to fall.
TV light starting to affect the conditioner on the lane. It's starting to hook a little more. Last match of the day here, and we're looking at a little drier conditions.
Here's Jeremy Loberg, and Loberg rips the rack and leaves a solid 10-pin.
Exact repeat of the shot he did the last time up. Solid 10. Throws the ball hard and right in that track area, and 6 blows around the 10.
Waterman for the spare. And he's got it. Good cover by Tyson Waterman, the junior. And now to see if he can convert his 10-pin is Jeremy Loberg, anchor bowler for the Wayne Blue Devils.
Hard and straight.
And he's got it. Nice spare by Loberg. Tight match here. About 5 pins separate these 2 teams. Going here, Wisner Pilger, Jacob Scholes. And Scholes comes up just a bit light. Jacob is sophomore, averages 142.
Well, he's got good form. He's young. Needs a little seasoning. Needs to grow up a little bit and put a little meat on that small frame of his, but he's got great fundamentals. Straight arm swing.
Dawson Oldis right off the corner.
Wayne starting to try to pull away here.
Big shot here by Scholes. Holds on and gets it. An important spare there. And Wayne working on a strike.
Good form.
Wayne not wasting any time. They're going to be 2 frames out in front of Wisner Pilger after this shot.
Well, I think that's absolutely a planned ploy there.
Denkelal falls to his knee, doesn't keep his balance, and buries the hole.
Stayed behind the foul line. That's all that matters. You see him kind of chuckling there with his teammates. Potential 196, Larry, for Wayne. Wisner not shut out, but strike absolutely needed here.
Here's Phil Wolt. Shot by Wolt, needs to hook a little bit. Comes in light. So now that task becomes even more difficult. 165, 175. The best that Wisner Pilger can manage. And with good count here, Wayne will wrap this up. That'll do it.
That's a winner. Game 1.
So the Wayne Blue Devils come out of the gate hot.
Best Wisner can shoot is 175 with a spare here in the 9th and a 3-bagger in the 10th. So Wayne is one step closer to a state championship. It's the 2-4-5. Philip Wolt has a good physical game, as you'll see as camera pans around behind him. Just fell away from the shot there a little bit. I think Philip knew kind of that what was stacked against him, but good fundamentals by these boys. Just first game, getting the jitters out. There's a substitution for Wayne.
It's Corey Dorlog. Corey, a freshman with a 4.0 GPA, just misses that.
Well, the 4.0, he's smart enough to know not to do that again.
That's right. 184 will go down to the books for the Wayne Blue Devils. Wisner Pilger will close out their 10th frame here. Here's Parker Shawless going a little high. Shawless leaves the 4-7. He'll have that to clean up. Take a look at how both of these teams wound up here in this championship match. Of course, the qualifying is held yesterday. Qualifying for Class C was held right here at Sun Valley Lanes. 4 games of qualifying and then head-to-head Baker finals for the top 8 teams. Wisner Pilger in the quarterfinals knocked off the #1 seed McCool Junction, and Wisner Pilger was the 8th seed overall. So Wisner Pilger beat traditional powerhouse McCool Junction. McCool Junction led scoring the entire day. They were the top seed, and Wisner Pilger in 5 games won it 3-2, beating McCool Junction in that 5th game 149-138. So even a close game late to knock off McCool Junction.
Larry, in all the years we've done this, we've had to say there's been a dynasty. It's had to have been the McCool Junction program, both boys and girls. Neither one of them here this year.
Right. Well, without question, the Wisner Pilger Gators, to a man, right down the line, mentioned their biggest moment of the year was knocking off McCool Junction in that first round. They beat them 3-2. Then Wisner Pilger came back and won again 3-2 over Ravenna. So Wisner Pilger has had back-to-back 5-game matches, so they're used to being down. They've come from behind before. They knocked out McCool and then Ravenna, 185-180 in game.
Wow. Great scoring for Baker Bowling.
There you see the final of game number 1. So that's how Wisner Pilger got here. I'll tell you a bit later about the Wayne Blue Devils and their road to this state championship match in Class C. Starting it off now in game number 2 for the Gators is Philip Wolt. I told you the Gators won the state championship back in 2007. That was 2 years ago. And Phil Wolt's brother Adam was on that 2007 team. So he's been down here and seen what this atmosphere is all about, even if he wasn't on the lanes for it. He would have been just an 8th grader at the time. Just a sophomore this year.
Yeah, he is one of those in-between bowlers, and by in-between we mean that there's bowlers that roll it a little harder and straighter. There's bowlers that really hook it. He is an in-betweener, which means that he is going to have to figure out either a ball change or a move on the lanes. When he's out further off the edge, he comes in high like he did here on lane 28, leaving the 3-6-10. But when earlier in match 1, he was a little further left in the heavier conditioner, heavier conditioned part of the lane, Larry, couldn't get the ball in the pocket. So and he's got good fundamentals. He's just going to have to figure it out. I don't think Coach Geese is going to want to yank him. He's in that position of leadoff for a reason.
So now up on the left lane for the Blue Devils is Michael Dinklau. Great ball by Michael.
Now there's an example of somebody that's got a little more hand, is what they call it. He really rotates that ball strong. Very high axis, meaning that ball is not only rotating a lot for a lot of hook, but the roll is very high, so a very powerful ball for Dinklau.
Parker Chalice can't quite get that 4-pin to fall. So up on the left lane now, Trevor Biza. First look at the lefty. The sophomore averages 181. He'll go right up that outside board. Biza buries the hole. Welcome to the lineup, Mr. Biza.
Yes, I would say he is not going to ride the pine any further with more shots like that. That was very strong, right off the edge and just dead flush in the 1-2 pocket.
Chalice covers it up. Nice shot by the Gator. Number 8 seed. They qualified last among the 8 teams that made state. Did Wisner Pilger, but these guys, the Wayne Blue Devils, qualified number 7. So we have the number 7 and number 8 seeds here in this championship match.
The beauty of team bowling and Baker bowling, Larry, it adds automatic parity to the competition. You still have your powerhouses like we saw earlier with the Fremont girls and Columbus boys, but you know, 8th seed can knock out a number 1 seed probably easier in bowling than you'd see it in basketball.
Jeremy Loberg can't get that quite back to the pocket for the spare.
And a strike here will put the Gators in the lead for Wisner, first time today.
Jacob Scholes, the sophomore. Very good shot by Scholes. Is he going to mix it up? He does. Trips that 7-pin right off the deck and gets the double. So Wisner Pilger with that shot has taken the lead here in game number 2. That goes a little high. Dawson Oldness. And now Phil Wolt's turn. Phil has a high game in his career of 256. Let's see what kind of move he's going to make. Right up that outside. And a great shot. Was that a ball change?
No, I think he just moved a little further right, Larry. What he did just to get in the drier portion of the lane, he just moved out a little bit to get that ball to finish harder. Good move there.
3-bagger for Wisner Pilger. Must spare to stay in it. Oldness covers it up. So they'll flip sides. Wisner Pilger, you see, clean through 5. Wayne with that one open in the 4th frame.
All right, well, I sense that Wisner has worked out the little small things that went awry the first game. Starting to make better shots. Confidence is up on the lanes. That's pulled.
Chalice goes Brooklyn and gets it. 4 in a row for Wisner Pilger. They can post the high game of the day here.
Wayne back on their heels now. Chance to stop the bleeding a little bit. Michael Dinklau. Strike needed and just slides by the head pin.
So now up for the Gators, Tyson Waterman. Waterman needs that to hook.
That's the first 2-10 split combination. If it's not the first, it's one of very few we've seen today, Larry. That's the 2-4-10. Makeable, but you know, Wisner right now with their lead, advice of the coaches would be to just go for the 2. Wayne staying in it with spares, though. Only one open so far in game 2 for Wayne.
34-pin deficit right now by Wayne. So good move to get the 2 pins for Wisner. The Gators now 154 through 7. Wayne wants to get back into this. This lefty might need to throw another one. Here's Biza again.
Set it short. Came out of that ball with his thumb and hand on the side. Caused that ball to hook right off his hand. Almost carried the Brooklyn, but. And the same.
Scholes pulls it a little bit.
Lefty will go cross lane.
Right up
I'd like to see.
Right up the boards.
He knew what he was doing,
yeah.
So.
Covered it up.
Yep, that's all that matters. Looks the same on the old TV screen is what it does. And tough spare combination. The 1, 3, 8, and 9 on lane 27 for Scholes, and covers it.
Got it.
Maintaining their lead.
So great cover by Scholes. Here's Jeremy Loberg.
Hard and straight.
So Brooklyn, and he gets the carry. That was a big shot there in the 8th frame. They can pull back to within 10 with a couple more strikes, can the Blue Devils, but they're running out of time here in game number 2.
This Philip Waltz struck his last ball. Made a little move to be a little closer to the edge of the lane. Yeah, when he pulled. But he pulled it enough.
Right into the hole, yep.
To hold pocket. May have maybe a couple of 200s here, Larry.
Yeah.
One team's going to shoot 200 and lose. Must strike here for Wayne to stay in it. Looks good.
Now just the 10th frame left for the Gators of Wisner Pilger. And here's their anchor bowler, Parker Shawless.
Statistician Rob Gottschall says 9 pins is a winner for the Gators.
Goes in there, and that should do it.
Potential 214 for Wisner with a spare strike in the 10th. Best Wayne can shoot is 201.
Did do it. So the Gators have come back to take game number 2.
Said we're going to go 5, Larry.
Well, you know, that was the hope. Yeah, a little excitement here to end the day.
Get everybody's money's worth here, the last match of the day. Cross lane at the 4. That's how you do it, folks. Ooh, well, excuse me, that was the 7 pin.
Gave it a run.
202 for Wisner. That is going to be enough, as the best Wayne can do is shoot 201. Even if they go off the sheet in the 10th, so tied at 1.
So we'll see Michael Denklau finishing it up. That needs to hook a lot. 1-2 left for Denklau, the senior who averages 196. High game of 275. High series of Denklau of 684. We told you how Wisner got here to these finals, the championship match. Wayne took a similar path. Wayne was the number 7 overall seed as Denklau picks up the spare. They faced number 2 Minden in the first round. Wayne beat him in 4, 3-1, won that last game 148-140. We're going to have a substitution here for the Wayne Blue Devils. Joey Mirren. Mirren the junior, no thumb on the ball. And Mirren gets 6. 202-185. So the Wayne Blue Devils consistent at least, going 184-185 in those 2 games. Wisner Pilger 147-202. Then in the semifinals for the Wayne Blue Devils, they faced Centura, and it was a back-and-forth battle. Centura won game 1, Wayne came back and won game number 2. And then Centura won game number 3. And Centura led it 2-1. Then Wayne won game number 4 to make it 2-2. It went to the 5th and final game where Dinklau had to mark. And Dinklau did mark. And Wayne won it 3-2. So both of these teams have been through 5-game Baker matches to get here to the championships.
And that's good. That's going to pay off if it comes down to a pressure-packed final.
Oldest, I think, now struggling with the same thing you had talked about earlier, which is being out a little too far, having it overreact.
Well, he was a little fast on that delivery and kind of fell away from the shot. Do that, you're going to lose your accuracy. Chance for Wisner to hop out fast here with a double.
And can they kick that 7-pin? It'll wobble, but will not fall. Not a bad shot by Parker Shawless. Important to Wayne. Picks up this spare.
He's got a hook, Larry.
So Wisner Pilger out to the early lead here in game number 3. All even at 1 game apiece. And now Shawless goes after the 7-pin.
Missed it earlier.
Got it that time.
Made the adjustment. Get straighter at it. Proper technique. Cross lane is your best bet. A lot of condition here in the center of the part of the lane still, so that always poses a little bit of a problem. But
Dinklau talked about his most memorable win, said it was against Centura in the semifinals because he was the guy that had to step up and mark for them to win, and he did it. And he struck there as well.
Powerful.
Big strike for the Blue Devils. So here's Tyson Waterman. All season long, was that? It's a 7-pin wobbling, but it falls. 7-pin falls forward. Second time we've seen that today. I think it happened in our match earlier.
yes,
Greg Porchy thought he'd not struck and turned around.
that one was even later. I think the announcer had something to do with it. Scoring correction down there on the lane. Waiting for the pin spotter to be recycled. That late strike there by Wisner. Commissioner John Lucido right on top of things as usual. I don't really sense momentum either way right now, Larry. Both teams are pumped up. Each with their shares of strikes and spares.
Shot there by Wisner Pilger. Schultz came in a little light. And now Trevor Biza. Biza, the sophomore lefty. Did not start the match.
Unorthodox spare attempt there, but he does enough speed on that, Larry, where he can keep it over there on that side. You want to ideally coach him to go cross lane at it, but it works. 1-2-8 combination for Jake Scholes. Coach says he's the 5th man. Always dependable. Good spare.
And great cover.
You know, Larry, let me throw in here real quick that a couple of coaches' comments, we have bio sheets, obviously, that we read on a lot of players. Thank goodness. Helps with pronunciations and everything. But a couple of them we've seen already talk about the high praise for the parents. You have kids, I have kids, they do all sorts of different sports, and you know, us parents, not only do we shell out a lot of money to live our lives vicariously through our children, but without the parents and the support of the parents, you know, making sure they get to and from matches, none of this would be possible too. So we've had record crowds here all day at Sun Valley. I heard Commissioner Lucido make the comment that before the Class C matches, we were over 800. We could be close to 1,000 people coming to spectate the finals here.
So now up on the right lane, Josh Dorlag. Dorlag, a junior. Trying to cover the spare. Get out there.
6 and the 10. He turns his hand at the point of release. He really turns his hand over now. It's not obviously unusual on your first ball, but on a cross lane spare, if you're not going to switch bowling balls to something with a harder surface, you need to, if you hook it that much, you need to take a little off it. You need to flatten it out so you minimize your hook.
Here's Phil Wolt. Keep his team up by 21 with a spare. Chops too often. So here's Wayne's opportunity to claw back in. Dawson Olness was the district singles champion. Has a high game of 279, high series of 689. Says he's good under pressure, and got the 7 to go.
Better shot, moved further out to the edge of the lane into the hooking portion of it. The ball came in so strong, kind of behind the head pin where the 3 could not get out of the gutter and take out the 6 and the 10, or excuse me, the 6 couldn't get out of the gutter and take out the 10. Got the break and moved the 7 out of there. Cross lane, spare is needed here. Whoops.
So back-to-back opens by the Blue Devils, as now they will switch sides after the 5th frame.
After both of them nearly shooting 200 the previous game. Pace has slowed down here now with some errors.
All of a sudden the match tightens up. Pressure rises and the game tightens up a bit too. Now on the left-hand lane for the Wayne Blue Devils, Michael Dinklau.
Not as hard and as firm as the last time up. A little closer to the center of the lane where there's a little more oil, but just a great shot. See if Wisner can answer.
Shawless.
Very, very smooth form. Breaks out the split.
So Wayne did exactly what it needed to do. Through the strike, put a little pressure on the Gators. As through 5, they were down by 19. This would be a big double for the Blue Devils. See if Beaza can throw another one here.
Set that down. Oh,
is he going to get the help? He does! 2-pin, trips forward. Big double for the Blue Devils, and that's the kind of thing when you're Wisner Pilger standing there watching that, you just shake your head.
What does John Lucido do to his pins here at Sun Valley Lanes? I'll tell you. Lots of pin action, and sitting there watching that, obviously can't do a whole lot for your mental game if you're Wisner. But Wayne is right back in this now. Chance to really
Dorlock turns it up. So Wayne has retaken the lead. 91-90 in the 6th. Thanks to the open and the double by Wayne. That goes a little high for Tyson Waterman. Now Waterman needs to convert, get his team back in this. They're not out yet, down by just 1. Let's see if Dorlock can convert this time, and he does.
Unique release there. He really used his arm muscles there to just rocket that ball to really increase momentum. Big spare here for Wisner.
Ooh.
Well, he pulled it.
Tugged it a little bit. All right. Gives control of this 3rd game right in the hands of Wayne.
Strike here will give him 131 in the 8th.
Goes a little high. So Wisner Pilger trailing by 10. If they can put a few in a row here, they can climb right back into it. Got the first one. Big shot by Jacob Scholes, the sophomore.
I'll tell you what, Larry, if Wayne does not cover the spare. Dawson Olens. Another strike by Wisner, and they're within 10.
Olens on the spare, doesn't quite get it. Now we have an interesting matchup here. Wisner Pilger down by 10. Just 2 frames ago with a strike here can take the lead. Throw the double on top of the open, and the Gators are in command. Here's Chalice. Said he loves the pressure. Make that Wolt. And Wolt trips the 4 forward. So Phil Wolt doubles up for the Gators. Now it's on the big shoulders of Michael Denklau.
Well, Wisner controls her own destiny in this game. If they can get up and strike first ball in the 10th. In command. And 9 count in the 10th gives Wayne a possible 156. The spare and the strike. A strike here.
Just a mark.
Actually, excuse me, a mark. Yep. And that's a winner.
Needs to get over.
Well, that's going to make it interesting.
Could be.
Needs a spare.
Yep. First Denklau needs to cover this. That'll do it.
That's it there.
So the back-to-back opens by Wayne opens the door for Wisner Pilger, and the Gators walk right through and take game number 3. 145 for the Wayne Blue Devils in game 3. Wisner Pilger with a spare there. Can shoot 165 with these strikes. So game number 3, the Gators have come back to take games 2 and 3.
Possible 165 for Wisner. Remember, in Baker bowling, it's like baseball in the playoffs. Best 3 out of 5. 64 final.
So they win game number 3 by 19 pins, 164 to 145. We will head to game number 4, where the Gators are a win away from a state championship, and Wayne now battling for their championship lives.
If you would ask me after game 1, I would have said Wayne might be able to do it in 3. Just very, very decisive and in control, and obviously the momentum now back with Wisner, but you never know.
Here's Oldest.
Shot a little high. The thing for Wisner now, Larry, would be for their leadoff bowler, Philip Wolt, to come out of the gate with a solid strike to let Wayne know that you're not going to just roll over here. So he's struck before, made a couple of adjustments on the lane. You'll see him right between the first and the second arrow. Left the target.
Could be a game of who converts their spares once again.
Yeah, the open frames came back to hurt Wayne that last game. Hard and straight at the spare cross lane.
Nice job by Oldest, covers it up. Now Wolt will try to answer for the Gators. While we're here in game number 4, you see in the background there John Lucido, the bald guy with the goatee. He's the proprietor here at Sun Valley Lanes. Done a terrific job all week here with these high school. And he really does a great job year-round with high school bowling, the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. He's the commissioner of the entire federation and just does a fantastic job for high school bowlers all across the state.
There's John looking like he needs a nap. John and his staff, they're probably on hour 60 of the 72-hour weekend they have to work so hard at to produce this. It's just great, and to coordinate everything with Nebraska Public Television to get their crew in here to set up the arena. You know, just a phenomenal task.
Yeah. Chalice right up the board. Chalice can't get the 10-pin to go. Yeah, you talked about the arena, and really take a look at what they're able to do here. They put in a wall along the far side. We're down to the high end of the house, lanes 27 and 28. They put in the wall in front of the spectators, bring in the bleachers, put in the black background, put up the lights. They put carpet down the lanes. We have cameras set up all over. We have an announcer's booth with plexiglass around us so that the bowlers can't hear us.
Or throw things at
us. That's more for you.
We had chicken wire the first year, and now at least we have bulletproof glass. But yeah, I mean, it's just a tremendous job. Larry, I don't think there's 5 other guys in the world that could pull off the job that they do here at Sun Valley, and with all the volunteers from all over Lincoln, the other bowling centers included, just great job.
So now the lefty.
We were bantering. Things have tightened up again.
Wisner with the open. Wayne still clean here in game number 4. Wayne needs this to stay alive. Here's Tyson Waterman again. You know, you talked about parent involvement, and Tyson says the most fun thing for him is he carries both the 6 and the 9. He says the most fun thing for him is that how involved the parents are. He said it's great for him to go to school, and actually in his locker, the parents have put posters in his locker on the outside, good luck at state, way to go in bowling, and he said their involvement in Wisner, Pilger, and the parents really made this a terrific season for Waterman and his entire teammates.
Well, on my way to Lincoln yesterday for the qualifying rounds, leaving my hometown of Elkhorn, driving down Highway 31, driving through Gretna, whose boys team made the district or the state qualifying along the highway were all the signs, good luck bowlers, with all their names on it, just like every other sport. So, you know, as we said earlier, the parent involvement, as parents, we sacrifice a lot, financially, in our own personal time, but it, you know, makes it worthwhile for the kids.
Here's Jeremy Loberg. Loberg crosses over and leaves the 6-pin.
You know, it's interesting with Jeremy. His first 2 shots in match number 1, he went right up the second arrow and stuffed the pocket each time, left a pair of ringing 10s. He's now way left. He's almost in the center part of the lane. Jeremy can move back a little bit to the right. He's going to have a little better angle on the pocket.
A nice cover there by the sophomore, Jacob.
Wayne clinging to the lead here. 7-pin lead going into the 5th frame. Cross lane spare with his speed should be easy. Cross lane. Doesn't throw it too hard past it. Right there. He's the emotional leader, Larry. He comes back.
Absolutely.
Gets in everybody's faces after he picks up a spare or throws a strike.
And there you see it's tight, 55-48. Both with marks in the 4th. Now we see what Woltz can do. Cross it over and gets the carry. 5-pin trip forward. You're going to make a bad shot, make it bad enough that you can have a good result, right?
Yeah.
Here's Dawson Oldus. Dawson right up the boards again. That needs to sit. It's spinning. Is it going to hit it?
We've had a couple of those today. It's trying to.
Oh.
No, not now.
Gave it a couple of nudges, but couldn't give it that hard smack to knock it forward. So now Oldus needs to spare for his team to stay in the lead.
Wisner will be back up on lane number 28 with with 27 as they switch sides. Double will put them in the lead.
Great cover by Oldus.
And they're up 2 games to 1, Larry. So, boy, this one's looks like it's gonna come right down to the wire.
So they switch sides. They'll finish the last 5 frames on the other lane. I tell you, when we were out there, we noticed, Steve, that the 2 lanes were playing different. 27 was hooking a little bit more than 28. And I know they redressed the lanes for every class, so it could change again. But
bowling lanes have characteristics, probably a little less with the advent of synthetic lanes. The lanes here at Sun Valley Lanes are manufactured by AMF. They're a synthetic overlay. It's actually a picture of a bowling lane in a high-pressure laminate that's put over the top of the old bowling lanes. As you have wood lanes, you sand through them over time. But they still have characteristics, each to their own. Some could look more, some could look less.
So he leaves the bucket. Now Dinklau will have to clean that up. And even the 6-pin count there has tightened this up significantly. If he can pick up this baby split that was left by Shawless, it's a 2-pin game. Good shot. Not quite.
Spare here puts Wayne back in the lead.
And not an easy spare.
Nope. 2, 4, 5, 8. The dinner bucket. Martin straight at it. Is he going to get lucky?
Got it off the wall. Sent the 2-pin to the far wall. It comes off and carries the 8. Welcome to Sun Valley Lanes, ladies and gentlemen.
Tremendous pin action. Testament to the great job of the maintenance staff here. Wayne back in the lead. Chance for Wisner to strike and get back to even.
The hook. Left foot 2-8.
Wayne here. Bowler Trevor Biza, the big lefty.
That's a better shot. Ooh, back again.
Just looked a little light on the speed, Larry. Got it out on the lane a little better. Didn't set it short as he did before, but a little more speed kept the ball from hooking high through the nose. 6-pin spare. Wisner needs a spare bad here.
Just slides right by the 2-pin. Took the 8 off the backside. So now Wayne back in command.
A 24-pin lead for Wayne with a spare here in the 7th.
Biza covers it up. Big shot. Wayne has stayed clean through 7.
Look at all those spares for Wayne. Good fundamentals. They're in the lead. And right now, the Wisner Gators, to use an old bowling term, has lost their roadmap. With a 2-game-to-1 lead in this best-of-5 match, they seem to have lost their feel for where to play the lanes, and look at that.
Big shot. Jeremy Loberg puts it all down.
Momentum is back for Wayne.
Just slides by. So now Wayne clearly the driver's seat here in game number 4, and it looks like we may be headed to game number 5. Still 2 frames away.
Further outside, good angle in the pocket.
Big double. It's going to be really tough for Wisner to come back now. 12. It's 172, the best Wisner Pilger can shoot.
Look at the score sheet there on your screen, and no opens.
And Wayne, all they have to do is get good count in the 10th frame. If Wolt doesn't strike here, we're going to game number 5. So that's where we're headed, folks. Game number 5 coming up, our first of the day. We've gone all day long without a 5-game match, and we finally get it here to end the day in boys Class C action. Here's Dinklau. Comes up high. Wayne can shoot 197 with a spare and a strike. Wisner Pilger here. Wolt will have to cover the 7. And then onto the 10th frame. And he slides right by that 7-pin. 4 consecutive opens for the Gators. And the Gators looking a bit bewildered right there. You see the look on the face, wondering what has just happened. Now we have a substitution for the Blue Devils. Here's Corey Dorlog.
Freshman, youngster.
Corey to pick it up. Tough to step in that situation.
Sure, off the bench, a little cold. Wisner still has to finish up the 10th frame. 185 for Wayne, and best Wisner can do is 151. So, Larry, you wished for game 5, and we got it, buddy.
Well, that's good.
We get overtime pay
That's
for this, right?
The way it should be here. Because both of these teams win 5 games in their semifinals to get here, so let's make it interesting.
You bet. If you asked all the boys down there, they'd bowl a best 10 out of 13 or whatever. They would probably continue to bowl all night if we let them. And so we'll see what happens. The obvious glaring opens for Wisner, lack of the ability to fill frames.
Yep.
Start penciling all those in, and it's a closer match. So spare in the 10th there, possible 141 now.
5 opens in this 4th game for the Gators. 3 of those errors, of course, 4 of those are errors. Errors considered a open that is not a split. The Gators had 1 split. So they'll shoot 139. 185-139 is the final in game 4. And we have a winner-take-all game here in game number 5 of the Class C Boys Championship. Great way to finish an exciting day of high school bowling action right here on NET. We've crowned 7 champions. The 8th and final about to be crowned. The winner of this game takes it home. You know one thing, it's headed back to Northeast Nebraska, either to Wayne or nearby Wisner Pilger. Gators led off by Phil Wolt. Wolt again a sophomore. His brother Adam was part of that 2007 state championship team that Wisner Pilger had. Wisner Pilger has qualified for state the last 2 years, make it 3. Climb, can't quite get this 4-pin out.
You're going to see how spare shooting needs to be done here if you're going to win. That means you're going to see the team that covers the most spares probably end up being your state champion.
Well, interesting that Coach Dusty Baker of the Wayne Blue Devils, when identifying his team's weakness, he said spare shooting can be troublesome at times. This is not the time you want that to show up.
You know, Larry, the advent of the high-powered equipment has made it a game now where you have to, where there's less dependency on accuracy. You know, and I throw a lot of golfisms in there. I mean, I love to golf, and a lot of us do that are bowlers. And you know, a lot of times off the tee, if you think you're not hitting it good enough, instead of going to the driving range, you go buy a driver with a head on it the size of a cured ham, thinking you can hit it straighter and hit it better. And sometimes you do. But, you know, it still goes back to fundamentals and accuracy and repeating shots.
Hang on. Gets 9 for Chalice. Boy, you can just feel the tension out there.
Well, they're certainly taking more time between shots.
Look at Chalice just kind of pacing back there in the background to the right as Denklau is about to be up. Here's Michael Denklau.
Big wrist, big hand.
Crosses over, hits the strike. Who will put the pressure on first? So many times in this type of a match, who could put the pressure on the other team first? Wayne may have just sent the first shot.
Big deep breath on the spare attempt by Chalice.
Needs to slide, and it does. Ooh. And a bigger breath right now.
Exhale there. All right, now Trevor Beasley, the lefty. It's been close. Let's see if he makes an adjustment, Larry. That looks good there.
A little better shot. Same reaction, just a little high. Looks like he keeps trying to play that same line, maybe with a little speed, but needs to maybe make like a 3-2 move right, get him a little bit deeper.
You've seen now that left side really hooks in there hard. Another characteristic of just the fact that there's not as many lefties is that side will have less play, which means you're going to have probably a little more of an extreme reaction way off the corner by the gutter where he's playing. So you are correct. He should make a 3-2 move inside, meaning 3 boards with your feet, 2 boards with your eyes, your target on the lane. Spare shooting first and foremost.
It's a hook, and it does. Hung right there on the edge, but he converted.
Both teams clean so far.
And that's saying something under this pressure in a winner-take-all game. And it needs to slide, and it does. Good shot. So Waterman converts his spare as well, and as you said, Steve, all clean through 3 frames.
Strike working for Wayne has given them a 4-pin lead going in the 4th frame.
Here's the shot by Loberg. Loberg crosses over.
Notice how that one didn't have near the speed as he had his first 3 games. So you're seeing pressure right here. I mean, this is for the state championship. This is televised, state to state, or state border to border, I should say.
Big mixer by Wisner Pilgers. Jacob Schulz, the sophomore. Big shot for the Gators. And now that really makes this spare important. Hang on. And it does. Big shot and some
emotion.
Excitement here in Game 5.
Right, well, I like this young man's game here for Wisner. He's their money bowler. This is Philip Wolt. Smooth, compact. He's made a few errors, pulled the ball a couple times, but it's a relatively simple game. Right up the second arrow. Ball should settle right in the pocket. Just a terrible break.
Leaves a 5-7 on a pocket hit on a strike. You hear the crowd are really starting to get into it now. Here's Dawson Olness. Olness, good shot in the pocket. Can't trip the 4.
It's like 2 prize fighters, just blow for blow.
So what's your move here, Steve? 2 boards left, throw your same shot?
I wouldn't move much further than that, Larry. That's very good. I would move my feet on the approach wherever I stood for my strike. 2 boards left, keep your same target on the lane. Should cause the ball to skid to the right of the 5 and slide it over in the 7, but he was a little fast there and pulled the ball. Yep. Here's our first open.
So here's Olness to convert. And he does. That gives Wayne the advantage.
Gives him a 14-pin lead going into the 6th frame. With that spare, they're going to switch sides now. This is
the final 5 frames.
It's going to be good.
5 away from a state championship for either one of these teams. It's all tied at 2 games apiece. The Wayne Blue Devils won the first game, Wisner the second, Wisner the third, and Wayne came back and took game 4, and that is a huge shot by Dinklau.
And it was in Brooklyn. It wasn't the greatest release. He was way left of his target, but now you have to think that maybe it's in the head of the boys from Wisner. You hope not. You hope your bowler here, Parker Shawless, can get up there, make a good shot and strike and answer the bell. He pulled it. Nope.
There's a little love tap, can't quite get it down. You see him shaking off the pressure.
24-pin lead now for Wayne. We're getting close to the end here. What Wayne needs to, or what Wisner needs to do, Parker needs to pick the spare up. It's a 3-pin. He needs a little help from Wayne. Here's our left-hander. Better shot, Larry.
Good shot, carries. Big double for the Blue Devils. That might put a lot of pressure on the Gators.
Guarantee you it's under pressure for them now. A spare is needed. And then Wisner has got to strike in the 7th and 8th frame. Somewhere in there, they've got to answer the bell and come back.
Oh, that's got a skid. Ooh, it does. Whew. Now you just want to see good shot making at this point. You'd hate to see somebody give it away. And right now, Wayne's going out and trying to earn it.
It's Jeremy Loberg. Let's see.
Loberg
right down the center, Larry.
Looking for a 3-bagger. Can he get the mixer? He does! 2-pin, forward, Wayne with 3 in a row.
Couple of big breaks there. You know, that's just the way it falls in bowling, you know. Up quickly, Wisner. It's got to hook a lot.
Mix him up. There you go.
Not out of it yet.
Big shot by Waterman. Gators not done.
Still a 24-pin lead for Wayne. this right here may be for the state championship. A strike here could just about lock it up.
Hold a stop. Four-bagger. The Wayne Blue Devils.
Potential 248 for Wayne to have any chance. Jake Schultz needs a strike. Almost catches the scout. Our statistician is nodding at us that this is enough for Wayne. Barring them not showing up for the 10th frame, the state championship or boys Class C is going.
That's it. 5 in a row for the Wayne Blue Devils, and they win it 3-2 and take home a state title.
Great job by Dusty Baker and his boys from Wayne. You know, you got a feel for Wisner, but they've been here before, so it's nice to see a fresh face in the winner's circle. But you know, look at the long faces there for Wayne, for Wisner, but they're a solid program. They're going to be back. There's Coach Baker right there, proprietor of Melody Lanes in Wayne, right across from good old Wayne State College, right across the street.
Well, the Wayne Blue Devils made the state tournament in 2006. They made it in 2007. Came up short both times. And here in 2009, their first trip into an arena finals. And with all the pressure in the world on them and needing to make good shots, one game away from winning it, they come out and throw 5 in a row, and they're going to put a 230 plus up on the board. The high game of the entire day, shot in the Class C finals in game number 5 by the Blue Devils of Wayne.
You know, Wisner wins games 2 and 3 and really has the momentum going their way. And you could sense the boys from Wayne maybe just kind of losing their feel, and just a few odd breaks. But that's the way it is in bowling. Not every strike has to be in the pocket. We have a substitution here for Wisner. It's Jabin Saturn.
Jabin letting everybody know I got on TV. Hey, I threw a shot in the state finals. Absolutely.
Well,
now another
Hinks shoot the spare, looks like. Or Drennan Hinks, I'm sorry.
Drennan Hinks, very sharp kid. 3.95 GPA, top 5% of his class, excels in math. Wants to go into aerospace engineering. Let's see if he can engineer a mark here for the Gators. Drennan Hinks. Ooh, good shot there.
160 for the Gators, and Wayne's going to be in the 230s. High game of the day, as we said earlier.
And a substitution as well for the Wayne Blue Devils. Here's Joey Mirren. And it doesn't matter.
Trophy's on the shelf, Larry.
34 is the final. 234 to 160, and the Wayne Blue Devils take home the boys Class C state championship. The final of the day goes to 5 games, and Wayne comes out on top. When we come back, we will have the trophy presentation for both teams, the Gators and the Devils, state champs, on NET Sports.
Brought to you in part by the Ellen and Marcia Bear Foundation and by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation, encouraging high schools to sanction the sport of bowling across Nebraska.
Soy biodiesel from Nebraska soybeans lowers our dependence on foreign oil. It has properties that reduce engine wear, and it burns without harmfully polluting the atmosphere. The Nebraska Soybean Board encourages the use of soy biodiesel.
Programming provided by Nebraska Public Power District.
My job as an engineer for the Nebraska Public Power District is rewarding. My education and technical skills are used every day to help generate electricity for Nebraskans. And I feel good, because I believe that what I do maintains the state's quality of life.
NPPD,
It's where I want to be.
Nebraska Public Power District. Always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
This is NET Television.
Next time on Nature, it is said there is a perfect valley where the majestic and the mighty roam. But within this beauty, a turf war erupts. Discover who will survive to call this place home in the Valley of the Wolves.
Tonight at 7 Central Time on NET1.
The 2009 High School Bowling Championships are brought to you in part by the Alan and Marcia Bear Foundation and by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation, encouraging high schools to sanction the sport of bowling across Nebraska. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility. Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nesoybeans.unl.edu. U.S. Bank, measuring success through performance, pride, products, and people. Backed by a 5-star service guarantee. U.S. Bank, member FDIC. Nebraska Office of Highway Safety. Please remember that if you drink and drive, you lose. And by Time Warner Cable, supporting local high school athletics and arts education in the communities we serve. And we're back at Sun Valley Lanes. State High School Championships are in the books, but they have not presented all the trophies. There's still one coming up for Wisner, Pilger, and Wayne. The Blue Devils win it in 5, 234 to 160 in the final match. And for the trophy presentation, let's go to our public address announcer, Craig Carver.
All right, let's have a nice round of applause for all the participants in today's championship match. And now for the awards presentation. First, the boys 2009 Class C state runner-up, Wisner Pilger Gators. Assistant coach Kathy Geese and head coach Krista Geese. Parker Shawless. Tyson Waterman. Philip Wolf. Jacob Schultz. Drennan Hinkst. Jabin Satter. Tanner Schmidt. Congratulations, gentlemen, and here is your runner-up trophy. Now, your 2009 Boys Class C State Champion, Wayne Blue Devils. Assistant Coach Mike Farley. And Head Coach Dusty Baker. Dawson Olness. Josh Dorlag. Jeremy Loberg. Michael Dinclow. Trevor Visa. Corey Dorlag. Joey Buren. Congratulations, gentlemen, on a great season, and here's your 2009 State Championship Trophy.
So congratulations one more time to the Wayne Blue Devils. They closed this out with a 5-game championship victory over Wisner Pilger. It's been a great day all day long here at Sun Valley Lanes. We have crowned 8 champs. Go to Class D boys, the Dodge Pirates win it, the Alma girls in Class D girls. In Class C, the Burwell Ward Arcadia girls, the Wayne Blue Devil guys just finished it out. In Class B girls, it was the Lexington Minute Maids, the Pius 10 Thunderbolts for the boys. On the girls' side, Fremont won it, and the Columbus Discoverer boys were state champs. So congratulations one more time to all the participants throughout the day.
Record crowds again this year, Larry. We're on a roll. Can't wait for next year.
So that'll do it for the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation State Championships. Congratulations to all our champions. For Steve Simpek and the entire NET Sports production crew who spent the entire day out here, and thank you very much to Sun Valley Lanes. I'm Larry Putney saying so long until next year on NET.
Programming on NET Television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. Across Nebraska, the nation, and everywhere in between, U.S. Bank provides financial, trust, and investment services to individuals, large corporations, and small businesses. Wherever you go, whether it's in person, on the phone, or on the World Wide Web, you'll find U.S. Bank. You'll find more than 50,000 U.S. bankers, home of the 5-star service guarantee.
Programming made possible by Time Warner Cable, supporting local educators by providing free cable connections to public, private, and parochial schools in our area. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Brought to you in part by the Ellen and Marcia Bear Foundation and by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation, encouraging high schools to sanction the sport of bowling across Nebraska.
Hi, I'm Matt Davison, and I drive Nebraska's highways almost every day. Please use caution when driving in winter weather, and watch for highway workers as they clear the roads. Slow down when you meet a snowplow, and don't brake suddenly if you're traveling in front of one. They can't stop as quickly as a car or pickup. If you're going to head out in winter weather, check out the Nebraska Travel Information website at 511nebraska.org, or just dial them at 511. Don't take any chances this year. If there's ice and snow, take it slow.
You're on vacation in the mountains. You've got the kids, the dog, and your tent. Your son says hiking is lame, so you try rock climbing. It ends up being harder than it looks. Now you're in the hospital wishing you'd stayed home. But you've got Blue Cross and Blue Shield, so you know you're covered, even though you're out of state. So you relax, which is why you went on vacation in the first place. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. One less thing to worry about.
Hello, I'm Jeff Beckman, and I'm inviting you to invest in the NET Sports Partners Club today. Just log on to our website and become a shareholder in the Sports Partners Club, and then choose from our selection of outstanding appreciation gifts. Thank you for helping us continue airing your favorite sports action here on NET.
Antenna TV goes all digital February 17th. Help friends who need a DTV converter box. Help scan the channels into it and adjust their antenna. Visit this website or call this number.
NET Television takes you through a musical journey of this truly American art form. Watch NET's production of Ragtime Cabaret, coming in March to NET1 and NET HD.